Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. It's not real warm outside, but I got hungry for ice cream, so I thought I wanted to make some since I've never made any in this. There's Erlene. Never made any in the deluxe cooking blender. I'm going to make some ice cream in here, and I'm following the recipe that's in the book. Hi, good to see you, but I'm not going to use cocoa powder. I'm using Carob. Everything else is going to stay the same though. I've already had my bananas frozen, and I do like Alexis does. You freeze them up for maybe half hour or so, and then if you're going to use them for later, just put them in a freezer bag. They're not gonna go together or anything like that, because these bananas were those bananas went south fast. So I thought, well, I'll just start saving them for ice cream. So I just do two at a time, put them on the cookie sheet, and you put two of them in here. Because two is all you need for a recipe. Some recipes call for four, but that's a little bit much. So I'm going to cut it. So this only calls for two, and that's what I'm going to use. Anything that calls for four, I'll probably cut it back anyway, because this will make just enough ice cream. You don't need a lot. Erlene says it's good. She's made it in the blender before. I have not. This will be the first. I wanted to do this since I've never done it before. Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm putting my lid's upside down. I've never done it before, and I wanted to make sure that I got it right. And I looked at the instructions, and I put it on custom blend for 3. Now, my daughter could make this too. She hasn't made it yet either, but she could make it in the deluxe cooking blender as well. She's got the deluxe cooking blender. You can, got carob or cookie or cocoa powder or whatever. Some frozen bananas, all you need. Basically, this calls for 2 frozen bananas, a 3rd cup of almond milk, and you've got unsweetened almond milk. That's what I use. A 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, which I have the Carob chips, but you can use regular chocolate chips. Hi, good to see you. And 2 teaspoons of your cocoa powder, which I'm going to use my Carob powder instead of that. So that's basically all there is to it. It's a simple recipe. I'm getting hungry for it. It's not real warm outside, but I thought I'm going to do it anyway, because some people have ice cream all year round. Now, I can't in the dead of winter when it's shivering cold outside and I'm shivering. I can't have ice cream then because I get brain freeze, But best thing you can do, if you've got bananas going south, freeze them up like this. Take 2 and do like Alexis does. Take your baking sheet and put parchment paper on it and do 2 bananas at a time. Freeze them up for however long. You can freeze them overnight or whatever you want to do. And then if you're not going to use them right away, then put them in your freezer bag and save them for another time. I think we all do, because you can do a bunch of bananas and have a bunch of ice cream for the summer, which I plan on doing. I'm only going to do 2 at a time though, unless they start going bad on me fast, and I have to start eating them. Figure out. And I know Erlene had made some muffins, and she said her bananas are going fast. They go south so fast you can't keep up with them. So you have to make a lot of banana muffins to compensate, I guess. So. Actually, I had to turn the heat on today because it was quite cold. I might have to turn it off because it's getting a little warm in here now. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and turn it off, and I'll be right back. All right, let me open the door for you. Come on. Okay, I just had to push the button. And welcome, Vanita. Good to see you. I just had to push the button on my thermostat just to turn the system off, so it won't come on now for a while. I'll probably need it again tonight. But anyway, what's everybody's weather doing? We're going to have a rainy week. We've had rain all day today. It's not raining right now so much. It looks like the sun's trying to shine, but it was raining real bad earlier. It was just pouring down. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. And I know it wasn't, but it come down so hard it almost looked like snow. And I had to look twice. No, it's not that cold for snow. Oh, it's nice and sunny. I know you've had some pretty cold weather here last few days, Erlene, so you're due for some sunny weather. But I'm not complaining. You know why? Because where I live in Oregon, we never seem to get the rain when we need it. The summertime is always dry as a bone. So I figured if we're going to get the rain now in May, I'm going to accept it, because we never get rain this time of year. This is really unusual. It's going to be a rainy week. Oh, good, Vanita. That's great. I know that's what Erlene had said that you were making her cauliflower. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to have to make some of that too. It's like 50 there. It's in the 50s there and cloudy. I don't know. It's supposed to be 60 degrees here today, 59, 60 degrees. It seems warmer than that. But when the sun comes out, it warms it up quite well. But anyway, I'm glad that we are having rainy weather, because we do need rain for things to grow. And I'm tired of it getting so hot and dry and muggy, you know, and everything burns up. My grass burns up. Well, it won't burn up this year if we can keep the rain coming, you know, maybe once a week or something. Get a good, you know, half inch to an inch of rain, and not rain until next week again. I think we could keep it going, but the way it stands, it's always dry as a bone. And now it's starting to rain, and I can't believe it. I could not believe it when Laura's father said it was going to be a rainy week. I thought, oh my goodness, that's unusual for this time of year, because we just don't get it. And a lot of people, they get rain galore. Hi, Zoe. Good to see you. Welcome. Get rain galore. I'm glad that, you know, rain is just as good as sunshine. It really is. It's just as good as sunshine. We need rain too. Yeah, Zoe, I'm making the ice cream. If you've been in Alexa's Scopes enough, you've seen her make her ice cream in the deluxe cooking blender. And I decided to try it. I've never made it in here yet. I'm always making it in the Vitamix. I made me some the other day. I didn't scope it, however, but I made me some that I found on Pinterest in the Vitamix. Well, I put too much liquid in it. It's more like soup. I ate it because it was hot that day, but it was more than soft serve. It was a runny soft serve because I put too much almond milk in. It's one half to 3/4. I put 3/4 in there. I probably should have just done the half or less. But anyway, I'm going to do exactly what this recipe calls for, and hopefully it will come out all right. It calls for a 1/3 cup of almond milk, so I'm going to put a 1/3 cup in here. And this is the unsweetened kind. You don't want any sweetened almond milk. Okay, there's a 1/3 cup. All right, I'll put that in here. All right. Now I'll put my bananas in here. Oh, you don't see? Oh, you can't. Oh, she has, Zoe. She has done ice cream in the Pampered Chef cooking blender. I've seen her do it a few times on her Periscope. It's probably been a while now, but she has done it, yes. And I am going to have to use the tamper on this. I'll just wash this bag out and reuse it. I'm kind of a thrifty person that way. Now, I've got to look on here and see. It says a 1/4 cup, and these are the mix-ins. And you want some chocolate chips and 2 teaspoons of, like it says, Carob powder, but I'm going to use or cocoa powder, but I'm going to use Carob. And you don't want to put a lot of milk in here. You got to have some liquid, but you don't want a lot because you want it to look like ice cream. You don't want to look like soup. Oh, that's how you know how to make it watching Alexis. What am I making? I'm making Carob ice cream. It's in the title of my Periscope. It's actually chocolate and ice cream, but I'm making it Carob. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't get in her Periscopes. Carob, you never heard of Carob before? Okay, Carob, this is all natural. This is Carob powder. I use this instead of chocolate. Cocoa powder. And the chips I use were also Carob chips. This is all natural, and it's much better for you. And your chocolate is not really that good for you, but people use it. And I'm not going to deprive them of that. They want, because I used to use it all the time, so I know. So if they want to go ahead and use it, that's fine. Let me go ahead and put this milk back, and then I'm going to mix that up. Okay, now you can watch me, Zoe, or whoever hasn't seen it yet. Now what I'm going to do, and you can watch this here, I'm going to put this, it's on custom right now, and I'm just going to push this button in and set it for number 3. And it's supposed to be for about 1 minute, I think. It says on the thing. And before I do that, I'm going to take this off because you're going to have to use the tamper. So I'll get ready to use it. Wrong one. No, this is the right one. Got to get the right one in there. Okay, and I'm going to put this to number 3, and then I'm going to push the button. I'm going to stop it. It's only 45 seconds, but I think I'm going to stop it because it says a minute in the book, but actually I think a minute is too long. It really is. So I'm going to cancel that. Now, I'm going to take my lid off. It should be a good ice cream. See what it looks like in there? See that? Looks real good. So I'm going to get my, I can use this too, my scoop. Well, no, let me get my spatula. I'll use my spatula. Use this and try to get it out. Wow, look at this ice cream, people. Isn't this awesome? Oh my goodness, look at this. It sure does. And I only did it for 45 seconds. It said a minute, but I did it for 45 seconds. And I think this actually does a better job than the Vitamix does, really. Because this comes out actual soft serve ice cream. Look at this. And it's just the right amount, too. 4 bananas would have been way too much. This is just the right amount. It just is very pleasing. And I'm going to taste it, and I'm going to let you see what it tastes like. I probably should take a picture of it so I can post it up on my vegan page, but I think Erlene's done that already. Posted up on my vegan page, so there's probably plenty of that up there. But this, let me take a little spoon and I'll taste it. I'm going to see what it tastes like. Because I've never had it out of this blender before. So let me taste it. You use 3. Well, this called for 2. It just comes out just right, Erlene. See, it just came out perfect with 2. So, was it called for 2? Oh, well, I just used 2. It calls for 2 in the recipe. I just used 2. And look how good it came out. It came out perfect. And it tastes really, really good. Look at this. Really, really good. It's very, very good. I can taste the chocolate chips in there. They're not real blended up, but that's okay because you don't need them real blended up real good anyway. But you didn't put it in my group. Well, let me go ahead. Okay, let me go ahead and get my iPad and I'll take a picture of it so I can put it up in the group. Just a minute. Hold on. Let me go get that. Okay, let me take a picture of it, and then I'll put it in take a picture of it, and then I could post it up on my group, because if you didn't put it in there, then I want to be able to put it in there. Let this stuff out of the way. Stuff I use for my moon knitting. And then, since you didn't put it up there, I'll go ahead, Erlene. Wow, see, it's going to be a nice picture, so I'm just going to take a picture of that. There we go. Now I'll have a picture of it. So it's going to be a real good and I'm not going to show you the picture now. If I can go back. Now I go back to my pictures, and then I can show you. See? There's the picture. It came out really, really good. Now it doesn't want to bring it up. There we go. There, it came out real good. So that's going to be a good picture for the Facebook page. This is my new iPad. It gets a little adjustment. I'm going to sit on my chair for a little bit. My back's starting to bother me. I saw you come in, Captain Rehab. I was waiting for you to say that. You can always rely on Captain Rehab to say Mother of Carmen. My back's bothering me again, so I'm going to sit down for a little bit. But here's my ice cream. Doesn't that look so good? And since I took a picture of it, I can go ahead and eat it because I don't want to... This is very, very good. Now, that being said, those that don't want to use carob, you can go ahead and use cocoa powder. The recipe is very, very simple. Let me get it here. It calls for 2 frozen bananas. Now, if you have a family, you could probably make a double batch or make 2 batches or whatever. This is 2 frozen bananas, and what I did is I did like Alexis. I cut them up into real thin pieces, and then I put parchment paper on the baking pan or the cookie sheet. The half one, it's this one, the same one she uses, and put them in the freezer. And I had them in there for a lot longer than a half hour. Oh, you want this? It's so good. You could probably, if you don't have this deluxe cooking blender, you can probably do it in any blender. But it's specifically for this the Pampered Chef deluxe cooking blender. I'm doing it because I'm hungry for it, and this is the first time I've ever made ice cream since I've had the blender. I've been making it in a Vitamix, or I make it in the food processor, which you can do too. But I don't think it comes out as well in the food processor as it does the cooking blender, because that blends it up real. And you can see I started using a tamper, and as it started moving, then I stopped. And then when I stopped moving, then I continued with the tamper again. It did a great job. Like I said, it called for a minute, but I did it for 45 seconds. I figured that's good enough, because look, it came out good, real good soft serve ice cream. I am so hungry for this. I think, you know something? I think you're right, Earlene, because the Vitamix is kind of temperamental in the fact that you can use too much liquid and it comes out like soup, like mine did the other day. I used 2 bananas, and I think I used 3/4 cup of almond milk, and I don't remember what else I used, and it came out like soup. I had ice in it too, and it came out like soup. It does. This looks absolutely great, and I'm going to post it up on the page. And like I said, if you don't have this deluxe cooking blender, you could probably do it in maybe a Ninja, maybe. This recipe is specifically for this cooking blender, but you could probably use it in any blender that you might have. I just thought I'd try it in here since I've never made it in here. I've got the cooking blender, and I've put soups in it and other things. And I've never made smoothies in here yet. I'm waiting to get the smoothie attachment from Earlene's show next month so that I can make the smoothies, because she said that does a great job. So if I want smoothies, I do that in the Vitamix, because that does a good job with smoothie. Oh, thank you for the super hearts, Earlene. So it does a good job with smoothies. But I thought I would try it and get the smoothie attachment so I can do the smoothies in here. But as you can see, my daughter's got the blender. If she wants to make this, she could make the same thing. Just have some cocoa powder, 2 frozen bananas. I use almond milk. You could probably use whole milk if you wanted to. But since this is an ice cream, I use almond milk, unsweetened. Use your chocolate chips. She uses chocolate chips instead of carob, and then your cocoa powder. I'm going to post the ingredients just the way they're written here, but in parentheses behind it, I will tell you what I use, because I like to do that. I like to let people know what I use, so that they know that I did not make it exactly the way the thing called for, because everybody knows that whenever I make anything, I make it vegan. I change the recipe up, and that's what you can do. You can change the recipe up to your liking. You can add things that you might want into it. And some of this time I make strawberry. There's a strawberry recipe in here. There's also strawberry, and there's also a mango one. And I haven't tried either one of those yet. Those ought to be awesome. But those don't have any mix-ins on those. But this is real good. And that's, like I said, this is on the custom blend setting. As you can see, it says custom blend. And when I first got this, I was wondering about ice cream, because I said, well, I don't see an ice cream setting on this. But Earlene says, no, you use a custom blend. And when I seen Alexis do it on custom blend, and I thought it was 2 or 3. It is 3. And she did it for about a minute or so, and it came out just like this. I thought, that does a good job of making ice cream. A lot better than the Vitamix. You still have to use the tamper on the Vitamix, but this, and I can get by without using it entirely, But see how rich and creamy this is? Look at that. And it's nice, soft serve. If it was hotter than this, it would probably melt really quick. It's not going to melt quite so much today. So good. Really, really, really good. I'm glad I can do this, because making carob ice cream is good for this time of year. And you can make it for all year round if you want to. Those that just came in, I did it in a specific blender, the Pampered Chef cooking blender, deluxe cooking blender. But if you have a blender like the Vitamix, you can make it in there too. What did you miss? You missed me. You missed me making the ice cream. So you're going to have to go back and watch me make it in the blender. But look at how soft it looks. Look at that soft serve. Doesn't that look good? It's awesome. And it only has just a very few ingredients. It has 2 bananas in it frozen. And if you watch Alexis' scope, you know how she freezes them up. She freezes them up in little chunks, slices them up and puts them on parchment paper on her cookie sheet, and you put them in the freezer and freeze them up. Now, I have them frozen longer than 30 minutes. You can leave them on there But I suggest if you're not going to use them right away, once they're frozen, take them off your cookie sheet and put them in your freezer bag like I did and freeze them up that way. Because if you want to make more, you're going to have to do that anyway. I could do 4 bananas at a time and just put 2 in each bag, but I thought, well, I'll just do 2 bananas because that's all I need is 2 bananas. There are some recipes that call for 4. Just cut it back. Now, that being said, with the family, you might want to increase it and maybe put a little more bananas, and I'll push it back so you can see it better. A little bit more bananas. It's totally up to you. You do what you want for your family, or you can make 2 batches, you know. But I'm sure if you have children, they're gonna love this ice cream if they love chocolate. Now, I couldn't make this for my son for the simple fact he can't stand chocolate. He used to as a kid, and his sister will tell you, she's in here right now, my daughter. He used to love chocolate, but he won't eat it now at all. No chocolate. And this is good. He won't eat any of my chocolate pies, which are carob, but he probably wouldn't eat this either, but it's really, really good. You know, very, very good. I can taste the chocolate chunks, but that's okay because I didn't want them done real well. Anyway, good. You just put it in the blender for 45 seconds on custom blend 3. You got to use your tamper, as I did here. Use the tamper. This is the tamper, and you use that to help push it down. And it pushes your stuff down into the blade. And I put this in the sink so I can wash it. It pushes it down into the blade. Yeah, I forgot I used it. I always stick it back up there, but you got to make sure that if you got more than one blender, don't get your tampers mixed up. One thing I like about this blender is you cannot use the tamper without the lid on. With the Vitamix, that is bad engineering on that part of it, because if you need to use the tamper and you forget to put your lid back on, it's going to chew your tamper up, which I have done that. I've chewed it up and had to get a new tamper. Yeah, I did. I had the right tamper early, and I had it sitting right because the one for the Vitamix is with it on that side, and this is the one for the deluxe cooking blender, right? And you can see it was the right one. Oh, thank you. Well, this is a dessert. This is ice cream. But the reason I have my Vitamix sitting on the other counter and my Pampered Chef one over here is so I don't get the tampers mixed up. I thought that's a smart thing to do. Keep it separate, because the tamper for that is with it, and the tamper for this one is with this one, because it would be real easy to get those tampers mixed up. But like I said, with the Vitamix, the bad thing about that is that once you have the lid off, you can't really use the tamper because it's going to chew the tamper up. And that's what happened to the other one before I gave that other Vitamix to my daughter. I chewed the tamper up, so I went on Amazon right away and ordered a new tamper. So when I sent the Vitamix to her, she got a brand new tamper because it chewed it up on the bottom. And I thought, well, why did I do that? I took the cap off and I forgot I had it off, and then I turned the thing on and it just chewed it right up. You can't do that. You got to leave your lid on. You know, just take the cap off like I did. This is all you need to do, is take this off. Leave this on and stick your tamper down through this hole. Well, on the Vitamix, I made a mistake and took the whole darn thing out instead of just pulling the cap off, and I made a mistake. But I haven't done that lately. But that was just one time, so I haven't done it. When I made the ice cream the other day, I left it on. But yeah, well, it really was because I could not get the tamper out of the blade. It was stuck in the blade, and I thought, how am I going to get this out of here? So I just kind of wiggled it around a little bit, and I got it out. And I made sure there was nothing, and I cleaned it real good. Nothing, none of the plastic from the tamper got into the blade or anything. It just cut it up a little bit. So that was good, because I wanted to make sure I was giving her a good. But she's used that Vitamix since, and she said it works fine. But she's got this too, and if she wants to make ice cream, which she's probably going to want to do pretty soon, this does a better job of making ice cream. You don't have to use the tamper all the time. With the Vitamix, you got to continue to use that tamper until the ice cream's done, until it forms those 4 mounds on the top. This you don't have to worry about. I just use it for a little bit, and then when it stops again, use it a little bit more. But I went 45 seconds. That's probably long enough for ice cream. You don't have to go a full minute. Just go 45 seconds, and you've got it made. This is going to start melting, not as fast. You're exactly right. Exactly. You're so right. No preservatives, because what you buy in the store has got a lot of preservatives in it. It has things in it that you really wouldn't want to put in your body. With this way, when you make it yourself, You can control, that's what I always say. Make it yourself, because you can control the ingredients in it. No matter how many ingredients you put in, you can control the salt. If you don't want salt in something and it takes a lot of salt, don't put it in there, or just cut it way back. So, as I know Alexis, she can't have a lot of salt because her ankles swell up, and it does for a lot of people. So that's not an uncommon thing at all. But you can control the ingredients a lot more by doing it yourself than relying on the manufacturers. Because when you buy ice cream in the store, have you ever checked those lids, the containers, to see what they have in them? Boy, I tell you, this got so many ingredients in there, and I'm thinking I can't read half of them. That's right. That's right. You make it your own. You're exactly right. You make it your own. You don't rely on the manufacturers. Because when the manufacturers fix something, you have to rely on how the manufacturers fix it. All the ice cream they have there is all soft serve. It never gets hard in your freezer. You wonder why? It's got propylene glycol in it. We all know that's a little bit of antifreeze. It's got a little bit of antifreeze in it. Probably not a lot. But just the thought it's got propylene glycol in it makes me puke and makes me think, ugh. And here I was eating that stuff too. Ugh. I don't know, hope I didn't do any damage. But, you got to be so careful. You've got to look at the ingredients of all your foods. Yeah, those are my wind chimes outside. I've got the door open for the dogs so they can come and they can go in and out. Yes, I know, it's gross. That's why I like to make my own, because you are not relying on the manufacturer. You can control it yourself. I can control when I make something, how many ingredients go into it. And if there's an ingredient that I don't want to use, like there's some things that call for mushrooms. If I don't want to put mushrooms in it, I don't have to. I leave them out. And then usually the things will be pretty good without them anyway. So you have to take those recipes, tweak them to your liking, put in them what you want, and if you don't want something in it, leave it out. That's why I like to make my own. I don't want to rely on the manufacturer, so that's why I go and find recipes every day. And I couldn't really find anything I wanted to do today, and I thought, well, shoot, I know I got the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender ice cream with the ice cream recipe in it. I'll just make one of the ice creams. I had plenty of carob. I had my bananas were already frozen. They've been in there a couple days in the freezer. I figured, well, they're frozen solid. There isn't anything, that they're going to get soft that quick. So, and that's what you want. You want frozen bananas. You could probably use a little ice too if you want to make it a little better, I suppose. You could just use a little ice, but I already had frozen bananas. Don't ever try to make ice cream with soft bananas. I don't think it's going to work unless you've got plenty of ice to put in there, because the bananas is what does the trick. Now, that being said, some people may not want to bake ice cream with bananas. Well, then you can use some other fruit. If you don't want to use bananas, then find some other fruit to use. But most of the ice cream that you find that they make, they got bananas in it. I found one on Pinterest that's banana pineapple. There's one that's banana mango. You've got, of course, banana strawberry. And of course, this is chocolate banana or banana chocolate, carob, whatever you want to call it. So you got, and it's just a simple thing of just freezing 2 real ripe bananas. And they were ripe, let me tell you. They couldn't have been any riper than they were. And I thought, I'm not throwing these things out. I'll just put them on there for ice cream. And it worked perfectly. Because when you want ice cream, you got to have frozen bananas. Right now, I have no frozen bananas. They're all gone. I just froze 2 of them. I got some bananas I bought the other day that'll start turning real quick. They're getting few little light spots on them, but they're not bad. They're not ripe yet. So keep the tabs on them. When they start getting too ripe, then I'm going to start peeling them and putting them in the freezer again and have them, because this is getting the summer season where you can have ice cream. And it's so simple to make. It doesn't take very long. You've got a nice blender. Make it yourself, and you don't have to worry. You've got it made. This is starting. You can see it's starting to get soft. Really, I've never tried to make vanilla ice cream. I really don't care for it that well, anyway. Hi, Crystal. Good to see you. So I would prefer like chocolate, like where this carob, strawberry. Or you can make regular banana ice cream too. Maybe put a little flavoring or something in there. Or mango ice cream, strawberry ice cream. You can make blueberry ice cream if you want. You can make it your own. Just take some bananas and some blueberries and put them in there in your blender and make it your own, and it'll come out just great. It'll come out just great. But with this, and the bananas were the key. You had to have frozen bananas. So if you've got bananas sitting around and they're going south quick, which bananas we know they go south fast. They start going south on you, and you see them starting getting a little bit too ripe, then put them in the freezer, freeze them up. It only called for a third of a cup, Erlene. That's all I called for was a third of a cup of almond milk, and that's all I put in there was a third of a cup, and it still come out good. You see, it did. It came out soft serve. It came out real good. It's just it's warm enough outside. It's going to start melting a little bit. But no, a third. I could have probably used a fourth, but I've seen Alexis use just a third of a cup too, and it came out perfect. Now I have yeah, there is. This is what I use. I use Carob powder. This is premium Carob powder. This is different. This is better than cocoa powder. This is non-GMO, and it's certified gluten-free. And it's this is very good. It's all natural. I use this in anything I make with chocolate. Through 1/3 cup to three bananas. Yeah, I probably should have used. Yeah, that's right. She's used 3. I used 2, so I probably should use a 1/4 cup. Next time I make this, I use a 1/4. But you know, it seemed to come out pretty good. It still come out soft serve, so it isn't bad at all. I'll just cut it back. But that's what they said. They said a third of a cup for 2 frozen bananas. I figured they know what they're talking about because they probably tested the recipe in it. I would think they tested it, so they ought to know. But so I guess you know, sometimes you have to make an adjustment. So I'm going to do that the next time. Is just do a 1/4 cup of milk. But it still came out soft serve, as you can see. It didn't come out bad at all. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. These points are just now coming in. You'll have to go back and watch the replay when I get off, because I show you exactly how I made it in the deluxe cooking blender. It's really good. It's absolutely delicious. It's soft served like Alexis's does, although she uses 3 bananas in hers, and I only use two because this is just me. So I'll have to cut back hi, good to see you, welcome. I'll have to cut back on the milk. It says a 1/3 cup, but I probably should cut back to a 1/4. I thought about that, and I thought, no, I'll use what it says for right now, because this is the first time I've made it, and I thought, well, I want to make it for once and see how it's going to come out. Because if I don't use a 1/3 of a cup, I'm not going to know how it's going to come out. So I can make an adjustment the next time and cut it back to a 1/4. So that's probably what I'll do. But it still come out nice, soft serve. As you can see, it's really, really good. It's not hard at all. And it's good to see everybody in here. If you don't have this deluxe cooking blender, then you get with Alexa. She's not in here right now, but she's got a Facebook page, and just go in her profile and check the catalog, and you can get this deluxe cooking blender. I don't know what the price of it is now. Hard to say. I think I got mine 60% off because I hosted a show. Yeah, you're right. 3 bananas is too much. That's why I used 2. But it also said a 1/3 cup of milk. I probably should have used 1/4, but it called for a 1/3, so that's what I used. So when you make the recipe the way it says the first time, and you see it might be a little bit too much milk, then you cut back on the milk. But I wouldn't cut back on the bananas. I wouldn't add bananas either. 2 bananas is fine for this recipe. Don't add any more bananas unless you've got a huge family and you want to make a bigger batch of ice cream. But then I think you're going to have to probably make a double batch or make 2 batches, because you don't want to stress this out too much. Stress the motor out. Thank you. Good going. Yeah, me too, Early, and I'm going to try a 1/4 cup the next time. Although you say it still came out good even with a 1/3 cup, it still came out good. It really did. But if you made through with 3 bananas and a 1/3 cup, maybe that's too much. Just cut it back to 2 bananas and maybe a 1/4 cup of milk instead of a 1/3. It might even come out a little bit better. As you can see, it worked real well. It didn't tax it too much, and I used the tamper as long as I needed to. And then when I saw things start flowing again, then I stopped with the tamper. That's the whole idea. When you see things start flowing again, then stop using your tamper until it gets to the point where it stops again. Then you gotta get your tamper in there and start using it again. That's the whole trick to this. You don't want to use it continuously. You gotta let it do its job. Get your ingredients in there flowing, and it's gonna flow for a little bit, and then it's gonna stop again. Then you use your tamper again. Well, by that time it was 45 seconds. I thought, this is good enough. I'm not gonna make it any longer. 45 seconds to a minute, I think, is long enough for this. So it came out really good. Now you can see it's trying to melt a little bit, but it's nice soft serve ice cream. And boy, does it ever taste good. I got chocolate chips in here, carob chips, and I've got 2 teaspoons of carob powder. You would think it would take a lot more than 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder too, but it would take a lot more of that to make it chocolate. Look how chocolatey it made it. It really made it nice and chocolatey with only 2 teaspoons. And your chocolate chips, I mean, it came out so nice. But you can make, like I said, here's what the strawberry calls for. Let's see, they got 8 whole frozen strawberries. On that one, they use 8 whole frozen strawberries. Then they use 2 ripe bananas cut into chunks like that, and then they use a 1/3 cup of almond milk and no mix-ins or anything. So that's how they do the strawberries. They use 8 whole strawberries, not even cut up, I guess, and then just your frozen bananas cut up into chunks. So, you know, you could probably take the strawberries and cut them up too if you want to, but 8 whole frozen strawberries. I'll have to try that sometime. 8 whole frozen strawberries and see how it tastes. But the almond milk, I use unsweetened almond milk. You could probably use, like I said, you're not vegan, you can use whole milk. You could probably use oat milk, rice milk, or any of those other ones. I don't know how it would taste. Coconut milk, maybe. I don't know how it would taste, but since I already had plenty of almond milk, and that's the most I use anyway, is almond milk. That works for me because I keep the unsweetened on hand, and I use it for things like this. I've made this, and I'll probably make it again this week. I won't scope it, but I'll make it again this week, and I'll use less milk, and we'll see how it's going to come out that time. Maybe it'll come out a little bit better. I don't know. But I think it came out real good. I mean, it's a real good picture. Thank you for everybody coming in, and welcome to those that are just now coming in. I'm heating my ice cream while it's before it gets like soup. It is really, really good. It's got 2 frozen bananas in it, a 1/3 cup of almond milk. It's got 1/4 cup of your carob chips, and it's got how much of that do I put? 2 teaspoons of cocoa or carob powder. Oh, I don't make cocktails. I really don't, because I'm vegan. I don't do any drinks at all. I don't drink like your, beer or alcohol or anything like that. So I don't make anything with alcohol because I don't use it. So when I use vanilla in anything, it's non-alcoholic vanilla. When I use my baking powder and baking soda, they're non-aluminum because there is such a thing, because I got them at Amazon. So I don't put that stuff in my body because it's not good for you. Some people say, well, I'm not going to use baking powder and baking soda without the aluminum. But you don't. Aluminum can affect you really bad. So don't be afraid to use the non-aluminum kind. That's what I do. I buy it from Amazon, and it lasts me a long time. I bought a big bunch of it, and I keep it in a container, and it's going to last me. I've got it for recipes. I don't have to buy that stuff anyway. Carob, I keep it on hand, and chocolate chips. Yeah, there's alcohol and vanilla extract, unfortunately. You look at the ingredients in the back, and there's alcohol in it. That's why it's so strong tasting. But when I buy my vanilla at Amazon, I buy organic vanilla with no alcohol in it. I just got some the other day from Amazon that I had ordered, and it's still sitting up on my cupboard. I got to finish the other one first. But it's organic, non-alcohol. I know there's some people that are used to the alcohol and they're going to use it, but I wouldn't suggest that vanilla extract in the stores. Even imitation. Somebody told me imitation doesn't have alcohol in it. So I thought, something, I'm going to check that. And I'm going to see. It certainly does. The imitation vanilla still got alcohol in it too. I don't think there's a lot in there. But when you compare this vanilla that I use, non-alcoholic vanilla, to what's in the store, that there in the store is really strong tasting. Mine is different because it doesn't have the alcohol in it. It's a milder taste and it's not strong. Oh, you buy yours from Trader Joe's? We have a Trader Joe's here, but it's a little hard for me to get to, so I just don't bother going. So I just buy it off of Amazon since I use Amazon all. Yeah, it does. It does taste better. Since I use Amazon a lot, and I'm a Prime member, I just go ahead and buy from Amazon. It works best for me to do it that way anyway. But you do what you want from Trader Joe's. You probably get it from Whole Foods too. But they carry a lot of this stuff. They probably carry the Carob Powder too. But most of the stuff I get from Amazon because it comes quick. Of course, with this COVID-19, things are coming a little slower than they have. Although I ordered some masks on Friday off of eBay. I got them yesterday. That fast. And they come from Florida. So I got them pretty fast. Considering the first ones I ordered from eBay didn't come quite as fast. It took him almost a week to even ship them out. This time I got them shipped out pretty fast. Yeah, they do. They certainly do. I like to buy stuff there. So I bought some canned foods there. It's stuff that I eat. But yeah, I was surprised. I got those ones from eBay so fast. And now Erlene's tried to buy from them, and for some unknown reason, the seller won't accept payments. So I don't know what's going on, because my daughter tried it. She wanted to see if they were doing, because she doesn't need them, but she wanted to see, and they said the same thing to her. So it's not your end, Erlene. It's just that the seller has stopped taking payments right now. Maybe he's got a problem on his end with his payment system. Who knows? Huh. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I know. And I know you ordered some from before, not from eBay, but someplace else, and you can't get them. You know, that's a shame when you order from somebody and you order fast shipping or whatever, you pay 2-day shipping or something, and you still haven't got them. Well, it's understandable. With this COVID-19, it has messed everything up. The shipping is not as fast as it used to be. Everything is cattywampus. You know, that is just not the same. It's crazy. That could be too. He's not answering your message. Well, he's probably pretty busy too, Erlene. But I would keep trying. But I think the situation now, when I was ordering the masks I just ordered and got yesterday, he was out of a lot of them. So he must have got some in since I ordered on Friday, because I couldn't get but just a few. And the few he had, I didn't want those, too many of them. So I just picked the star one and the panda bear one. But he's got them all now. You know, he's got the one my daughter wanted to get when she ordered, and they didn't have them. So, you know, such is life. But now I've got enough masks for a while. I've got about 6 masks, 5-6 masks. So I'm pretty safe. So, and I just keep them washed up. I washed the one I've been wearing. I showed you yesterday I was wearing. In fact, I can show if I can find it. I can show you one of the masks that I can show you what it looks like. It's a nice mask. Here I find it. Oh, here it is. And I can show you. These have and I can put this on and I can show you. These have a, and I can show you what I look like with that. Now, don't laugh now, but this is what they look like. This has got a nose piece on it, and it's adjustable. I like it. See, it's very good. And these are very, very little, very flimsy, and they're not tight on my ears. They're very small. This is the one I ordered, and then I got another one, and then I got a black and white ones. One's with panda bears on it, and the other one with stars on it. So he has about 12 different kinds, but these are made very, very, and these are actually from Turkey. These are made in Turkey, so they're very well made. As you can see, they're very well made. See, this here is really nice. It's small. It fits on your ears really, really well. And you can tell the nose piece is how it fits. You can tell where the nose is compared to the rest of it, because it's out a little bit. But this is awesome. It's real, real nice. I washed it this morning, so it's not quite dry. It's still a little damp yet, but that's basically what they look like. So if you want anything from eBay, then it's time to order. Maybe I would wait a couple days, Erlene, to see what's going to happen with that. It might be possible. Maybe in a couple days his system might be working again. I don't know. Yeah, I would. I keep trying, but maybe his payment system may be down now. It's possible. And that could be why he's not taking orders, because his payment system is down. It's nothing having to do with you, because if we couldn't get in there and do it, and we've ordered from him a couple times, then it's nothing with you. My daughter just got hers today that she ordered from eBay. She ordered another 2 from eBay, and she got them, and she likes them too because she didn't have any the ones that I had, so she ordered what like I have, and she loves them. You know, and this is actually very comfortable. You can talk in it, and you can breathe in it, and everything. You know, so it makes it really, really nice. So I may have to wash it again a little bit, but I could probably put it in the washing machine too. But they are nice to have, especially if you're going to be coughing, if you're going to be sneezing, and you can feel it coming on. You have a mask on your face, and it won't, because since that is airborne, it can go all over the place. You know, I know the masks aren't going to prevent you from getting the COVID virus, but it will keep you from coughing and sneezing and sending it all over the place. Oh, I know, better than the... There's Alexis. Well, Alexis, it's starting to melt, but it came out real good. And I used just 2 bananas and a 1/3 cup of milk. I know you use 3, but I used 2 bananas, what the recipe called for, and a 1/3 cup of almond milk. I think next time I'll cut it back to a 1/4, but it came out real good. It came out nice and soft serve. It's trying to melt now, but it's really good. I took a picture of it, Alexa, so you'll be able to see it on my vegan page, what it really looks like, because Arlene said she hasn't posted up there. So I want to post the recipe up there. But I wanted to try making ice cream, Alexis, because I was getting hungry for it, and I hadn't made it in the blender before. And I know Arlene has, and I've made it in Vitamix before, but it doesn't do as good a job. So I wanted to try it in the deluxe cooking blender, and it came out awesome. Yep, I sure did. I made an ice cream. They call it an ice cream because it's not using dairy. I didn't use any dairy. I used almond milk, and Alexis uses almond milk in hers as well. Yeah, I am too, Arlene. I was so hungry for it this morning, and I thought, I am going to make ice cream on Periscope, you know, because it's fun to make. And this deluxe cooking blender, if anybody wants this, you get with Alexis, but this is a glass container. And you got to be careful with this. You don't get it wet because it is heated. It's got electric things on the bottom, and you heat your stuff up. That's why this is a deluxe cooking blender, because it cooks it and heats it up at the same, and blends it at the same time. Yeah, I sure did. But ice cream is simple to make, and I don't want to buy the ice cream you get in the store. Have you ever seen, like I said, the packaging in the stores? Oh my goodness, they got so many ingredients in there. It's terrible. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, it is. It's very easy to clean. It really is. This is really good. And 2 bananas is just fine for me. I don't use 3 because that's a little too many. So I did exactly what Alexis did. If you haven't watched Alexis freeze bananas, watch her. She takes her cookie sheet, the half sheet, and I'll show you this same one that I have. This is the one that I use. This is the one Alexis uses. You just put your parchment paper on there, and you can put 2 bananas on here. You know, I think she does about 4. Well, I did 2 because that's all I need at a time. So put a parchment paper on here and just cut them up in small pieces, about 1 inch size pieces, and line them up on here and put it in your freezer for at least a half hour, at least to get them frozen. And then if you're not going to use them right away, they suggest you take them off your pan and then put them in your freezer bag, and they won't stick together. I've made the mistake, and I'm learning by watching Alexis. I've made the mistake of just cutting them in half and freezing them up. That isn't good because you can't cut them up that way. It's best to take time to cut them up first, put them in there the way she does, and it comes out just fine. You use the toaster oven, the stoneware pan, and parchment. See, I don't have the toaster oven, but it worked real well for me the way I did it. You know, I put 2 on here at once, because my bananas had gone south. Let me tell you, they were getting pretty ripe. So I thought, well, I better take freeze these up. So I cut them up real small to chunks and put two of them on here on parchment paper. Put them in the freezer. I had them in there a lot longer than 30 minutes. They were pretty solid when I took them off the paper. But I thought, well, I'm not using these right away, so I put them in my freezer bag and kept them in the freezer until now. So that's what I'm going to do. Bananas just go south so fast, especially in the summertime. Oh my goodness. it's real easy to have your bananas go south. I've got some new bananas, and they're trying to get spotted already, but they're just starting. So it's going to take a while, but bananas don't last, and that's the time when you can freeze them up for ice cream. Now I got hungry for it, Alexis. That's why I fixed it, because I got real hungry for ice cream. And I was going to fix something else, and I thought, nope, I'll just eat lunch and I'll fix some ice cream. This is my dessert and my treat to myself, because any ice cream you make yourself is far better than what you buy at the store. And Alexis is finding that out too, because you've got control of the ingredients. And she uses almond milk as well. I've never tried to make the vanilla because I don't know how the vanilla would taste. But I know she's made strawberry in there, and she's made chocolate. I want to make strawberry in here. There's also a mango one too, and I'm going to try that. If you've never had mango, that would be delicious. I'm going to try that sometime too. Don't put any sugar or anything in it, because they're automatically sweet anyway. So, but your bananas, my suggestion to you on the bananas is to get them as ripe as you can get them. Not completely black. Oh, you use whole milk? Oh, well. Oh, yes, banana pineapple, you're right. Because there is a banana pineapple recipe I saw on Pinterest that I can do. I can make it, put it in here, and use, it's called for 2 bananas. And just so much pineapple chunks. I've got frozen pineapple chunks in the freezer, I think. I got peaches, I know. Well, I really don't, I'm a vegan, so I don't, orange dreamsicle, oh yes, Alexis, that's right. I don't use whole milk anymore because I'm a vegan. I don't drink it. I drink almond milk if I drink any milk at all. Almond milk is the best. You can make your own almond milk in your blender, which I have done. I've made almond milk in here. You can make soy milk in here probably, and rice milk, oat milk, just different milks in here. This is a very good blender. Oh, I see your comments. I can see them. Isn't that funny? You can't see them. Yeah, I can see them. They're fine. But this is a very good blender. I do not know what the cost of it is now. You'd have to get with Alexis to find out the cost of this. But if you want this, you get with her, because she is a consultant, and she can set you up with this. Now, it's best if you want it at a lower price, like 50-60% off, to host a party. That's how I got mine. Host a party, and then you can get it lower. Now, I've hosted so many parties, I got burned out on them. But Erlene's hosting one in June. Yes, it is a very heavy-duty blender. And the container is glass. This is very, very heavy. I didn't like the looks of it at first when I saw it. But when Alexis first demonstrated hers, I didn't like the looks of it. But when she started using it, that's what really impressed me, because I saw what it could do. And I thought, well, looks aren't everything. It's the performance of the product that you're trying to demonstrate. That's the most important thing, because it did everything that she needed it to do. That impressed me. And I says, I'm going to get one, and I'm glad I did. I fell in love with the thing. I love that thing now. This is my favorite blender. I use this more than the Vitamix, believe it or not. I use it a lot more. So I want to get that smoothie attachment at Erlene's show in June, because she's hosting a show in June. I want to get that blender attachment. Plus, I probably get a few other things too, because like I said, my Pampered Chef, the quick slice, or is it I think it's the quick slice that's used for the potatoes, that white one. I gave it to my daughter because she didn't have one and she wanted one for it, so I don't have it anymore, so I'm going to have to get me another one. So while it's being put to good use, she uses it, so I figured that's okay. I can always get another one. So that's what I plan on doing. But I want to do ice cream because I got so hungry for it. It's melting some, but not as fast because it's not real hot today. But it does. Oh, your blender doesn't do the work. This will do the work. I make soup in here. You can do smoothies in here. You can do your marinara sauce, hidden marinara sauce. You can do plenty of that in here. I've made quite a few soups in here. They're awesome. I've made the cheesy potato soup. I've made the broccoli cheddar soup. I haven't done the squash soup yet because I'm not sure. I don't care for butternut squash, but I haven't done that one. And there's also a cauliflower soup or beet soup, I think. I'm not too hip on that one, I don't think. Yes, jams. I've done. Yes, you're right. I did a jam in here. It makes beautiful jams. I did a grape jam that you buy the pectin, and I might do that again on here. I made it on Periscope once a while back. The grape jam. Oh, that stuff is so good because you buy it in the store. It's got stuff in it you don't want to use, but you get the pectin. It's no animal product. It's all veggie products, and there's no animals, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, blueberry jam is oh yeah, you're right, Alexa. You're right, Erlene. It is. Blueberry jam is so freaking good. Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, you can make jams and jellies in here. You can make so much. Let me see if I can tell you what you can make in here. Of course, you make a lot of soups. You can make a beet soup, which I'm not too fond about that. Cauliflower soup, not so sure. Mushroom bisque soup, I'm not going to make that one either. The orange marmalade. Yes, you did a real good job on that, Alexis. That orange marmalade looked delicious. Oh, man. Whoo! And then I've made the cheese and potato soup, the sweet potato soup. I think I've made that. And the tomato basil soup I've made in here. Butternut squash. Yeah, I haven't made that one because I'm not too fond of butternut squash. But I've made the other ones in here. But this has got, and this one, I think she's made this, there's roasted red pepper and walnut dip, and then there's homemade hummus. You can make that in this blender. You can make this kind of stuff in there. The pictures look very, very pleasing. I have not done this yet. You can make whole wheat pancakes. I haven't done that yet. There's also a grind setting where you can make your own peanut butter, which I've done. Cashew butter, almond butter, sunflower seed butter, and super seed butter. You can do any of those in this blender. You can do a lot in here. Now, this is one thing that doesn't impress me. I don't know why. It's called horchata. I really don't know what it is. It doesn't even look good to me, so I don't really know what that really is supposed to be. If anybody knows what that is, tell me, because it doesn't really, it looks like some kind of drink of some sort. I don't think it looks all that great. Now, here's your alternative milk. You can make almond milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, a combo milk in here, macadamia nut milk, oat milk, and rice milk. Now, I've made almond milk in here, and I haven't made cashew milk in here. Yes, I have. I made cashew milk in here. That was delicious. That cashew milk that I made in here, I used it in my cereal. It was absolutely delicious. Oh, it was so good. And you don't have to strain anything with this either. It's got a strainer thing with it, and you don't have to strain. This is the bag you put over your stuff, and you don't have to strain. If you want to strain it, you can, but the almonds we would think would be that you would have to strain it. The cashews you don't. Now, almonds you probably would, because you would get a lot of pulp, and you can use that for almond flour, biscuits, and stuff like that. So this catches that. The milk goes through the bottom, and then your pulp is in here, and then you just use it for whatever. But I'm going to have to make some almond milk again. I always buy my almond milk, and I'm going to have to make some more again. But that cashew milk was so good. I used pure raw cashews. Nothing to them, just raw cashews. It was real, real good. And you can make if you make cashew butter, probably have to roast them. Now, I don't have any roasted cashews. You probably have to roast them in your oven for, a few minutes, 180 degrees, maybe 10 minutes or something. Roast them. But other than that, things in here are simple to make. Let's see, and it tells you, here's a strawberry banana smoothie. Doesn't that look good? Strawberry banana. And here's your sweet potato soup. So if you haven't got this blender, you can get this. And this is the smoothie setting. It's got a smoothie setting on it. Like I said, it does not have an ice cream setting, but you do that on custom blend anyway, and you do it on number 3. You just leave it on custom blend, push your button in, and turn it to number 3, and let it go. You have to use your tamper some, but not as much as the Vitamix. That's why I decided to make it in here, because Erlene's done it before, and she said, well, I don't have to use the tamper. I made some ice cream the other day in the Vitamix, and I had tamp, and then it ended up coming out too soupy because I used too much milk. So that was my mistake. I probably should have gone on the lower end of the milk instead of the higher end. Well, I used too much milk, and it come out soupy. I ate it, but it's not as good as this, let me tell you. This is really good. So I'm going to have to go off in a little bit before this gets any soupier, but you can see it's real good ice cream. Real good. It's awesome. So I would suggest you give this blender a try. See, this is all glass, and you can see the bottom of it. The bottom down here. This is where it's where it heats up. That's the heating element in it. So whenever you wash this, you gotta be careful. Do not get that in the sink in water because you'll ruin it. So you be very careful. When I pour water in here, I just get it. I put it in a measuring cup and pour it in here. 4 cups of I think 3 or 4, and then put it on there and then just wash it. Because this has to have a heated wash cycle. That's what I like about it. Now, the Vitamix has a clean cycle too, but it's not a heated wash, unless I get the water real hot and it'll heat it up. But anyway, this has got a heated wash cycle. It heats it up to 120 degrees and washes it, and it does a real good job. So I recommend this blender. If you haven't got it, please go get it. So I think I'm going to go for now because I want to finish this ice cream before it gets like soup. So I'm not sure what I'll be talking about tomorrow, but I'll come in tomorrow possibly. And until we meet again, I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. Take care. God bless. Love you all, and bye-bye.